You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Akal. The top stories first. Government decides to extend the lockdown until June 14th. National and international flights closed until 30th June. Total coronavirus cases escalates to 1,401 in the nation, 189 new cases confirmed in a single day. Nepali Congress decides to vote for constitutional amendment, demands government bring back the stranded Nepali nationals. India extends COVID-19 lockdown till June 30th, new guidelines issued for reopening. And Bayern extends lead at the top to 10 points. Lewandowski equals personal record of 43 goals. And now the news in detail. The lockdown, which was employed to stop the spread of coronavirus in the country, has been extended by 12 more days. The cabinet meeting yesterday decided to extend the lockdown until June 14th, an extension of 12 more days. Cabinet meeting has also decided to halt all domestic and international flights until 30th June. The government had enforced a week-long lockdown starting on 24th May, which has now completed 68 days after multiple rounds of extension. The new round of extension comes just 2 days before the previous date ends on June the 2nd. The meeting has also decided to propose to the President to allow the Nepali army to be deployed in places where the number of cases of coronavirus has surged exponentially. The International Committee of the Lower House has directed the government to bring an economic package for the expanding COVID-19 test in the nation. A meeting of the committee secretariat held at Singadarbar yesterday directed the Ministry of Health and Population to announce effective economic packages to increase the scope of PCR tests across the nation. The committee has directed the concerned ministry to take prompt actions by expanding the PCR test as the nation is falling into further risk of coronavirus, informed committee chairman Pavitra Niraula. The committee has also ordered the government to stop RDT test as RDT reports have failed to serve its purpose effectively. Similarly, acknowledging the situations of quarantine facilities that have improved in the past, the committee has directed the government to further regulate and manage the quarantine facilities. The committee also held discussions with the Ministry of Health and Population regarding the situation of Nepalese citizens stranded at the Indo-Nepal border. After the discussion, the committee presented the ministry with 2-point recommendation for the management, the committee's secretariat further informed. 189 persons tested positive for novel coronavirus yesterday. With the 189 new cases confirmed by tests conducted at different laboratories across the nation, the total COVID-19 case now stands at 1,401. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, 109 persons have tested positive at Kapilvastu, 17 in Sarlahi, 14 in Dailek, 11 in Siraha, 9 in Saptahari, 7 in Dhanusa, 6 in Rautahar, 5 in Dang, 4 in Mahotari, 2 each in Sankhwa Sabha and Parsa, and 1 person each from Jhapa, Lalitpur and Bara have tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. 219 people have so far made full recovery and returned home.
यसरी जम्मा संक्रमितको संख्या हालसम्मको 1401 पुगेको छ, जसमध्ये 1288 जना पुरुष र 113 जना महिला हुनुहुन्छ। कुल डिस्चार्ज हुने पछिल्लो अपडेट अनुसार 13 जना र हालसम्मको संक्रमण निको भएर जाने व्यक्तिहरूको संख्या 219 पुगेको छ, जसमध्ये 172 जना पुरुष हुनुहुन्छ भने 47 जना महिलाहरू हुनुहुन्छ।
Similarly, 130 individuals in Province 1, 442 in Province 2, 15 in Bagmati Province and 17 in Gandaki Province are currently receiving treatment in isolation. Likewise, a total of 1,176 corona patients that include 496 from Province 5, 61 more from Karnali Province and 15 in Sudur Paschim Province have been receiving treatment in isolation at different hospitals.
संक्रमित व्यक्तिहरू जो आइसोलेसनमा विभिन्न अस्पतालहरूमा उपचारार्थ हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूको विवरण दिन चाहन्छु। प्रदेश नम्बर 1 मा 130 जना, प्रदेश नम्बर 2 मा 442 जना, बागमती प्रदेशमा 15 जना, गण्डकी प्रदेशमा 17 जना, प्रदेश नम्बर 5 मा 496 जना, कर्णाली प्रदेशमा 61 जना र सुदूरपश्चिम प्रदेशमा 15 जना गरी कुल 1176 जना उपचारको लागि आइसोलेसनमा विभिन्न अस्पतालमा रहनु भएको छ।
66,729 tests have been conducted from PCR method and 107,107,055 tests via RDT method have been carried out in the nation so far. 2,575 PCR tests have been conducted in the last 24 hours. More than 20 labs across the nation have been using PCR method to carry out corona tests. More than 110,000 people have been kept under quarantine. The chief opposition party, Nepali Congress, has decided to vote for the motion of constitutional amendment. The Central Working Committee has directed the parliamentary party of the Nepali Congress to vote in the favor of the proposal which is in support of the constitution amendment. The meeting of the CWC took place yesterday at the party's Sanepa-based office. Party spokesperson Biswa Prakash Sharma informed that after a long discussion and a voting procedure within the party members, it has agreed to vote for the proposal which supports the amendment. The meeting on Saturday also discussed on advising the government to initiate a high-level diplomatic and political discussion with India to come to a final conclusion on the matter of the encroached territories of Kalapani, Lipulek and Limpiadura. Furthermore, the Nepali Congress has demanded that an investigative parliamentary committee be set up immediately to find out the truth about the incident at Rukum and punish the guilty. The Congress party has further demanded that the government take actions to manage the relief distribution by releasing funds to the local and provincial government, increase the number of tests and arrange for all necessary medical supplies and bring back all Nepali nationals stranded in various third countries. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The coronavirus pandemic, which has adversely affected the global economy, has also affected the printing of textbooks in Nepal. The lockdown brought about to control the spread of the coronavirus pandemic has also affected the printing of school textbooks in Nepal. Information officer at Janata Education Material Center, Chitra Adhikari, informed that although last year's selling target has already been achieved, the ambitious aim of printing 19.7 million units of textbooks has still not been achieved. Adhikari added that the lockdown has affected the printing of these textbooks and the press is currently 50% off of its target. He further added that the textbooks of grade 6, 7 and 8 have not been completely printed.
ढिला भएको होइन यो लकडाउनको कारणले गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो केही समय अलिकति पर सरेको हो शैक्षिक सत्र खुल्ने बित्तिकै नेपाल सरकारले विद्यालयहरू सञ्चालन गर्नको लागि खुल्ने बित्तिकै विद्यार्थीहरूले किताब लिएर स्कुलमा पढ्ने वातावरण हामीले बनाइसकेका छौँ त्यसको लागि कुनै शङ्का छैन अब हामीले यही महिनाभित्रमा सबै काम हाम्रो सकिसक्छ
The Janak Education Materials Center prints 125,000 textbooks a day and expects to achieve its target and deliver books to every student in the country in the next 15 days. The center has been printing the books of grade 5 to grade 10, but the textbooks from grade 1 to 4 are printed by the private sector. COVID-19 reports of 222 police personnel from Metropolitan Police Range Kalimati and other stations across the area have tested negative. Swab sample of 231 police personnel deployed at Kalimati from Metropolitan Police Kalimati and Metropolitan Traffic Division had been collected for PCR test after 2 policemen from the area earlier tested positive for coronavirus. According to Shyamlal Gyawali, SSP of Metropolitan Police Range, Kathmandu, out of the 231 swab samples collected, 231 samples tested negative. The reports of 9 more samples are still pending, Gyawali further informed. The office of the Metropolitan Police Range has remained sealed after 2 policemen tested COVID-19 positive. All police personnel that came in contact with 2 COVID positive men have been quarantined at the police office, SSP Gyawali added. Both corona positive policemen have made full recovery and have been discharged from the isolation wards. They both were discharged from AFP's Corona Hospital, Balambu, after testing negative on their final report. And now the news from the economic front. The Nepal Oil Corporation has reduced the price of the aviation fuel. NOC informed that it has reduced the price of domestic aviation fuel by 10 rupees per litre and the price of international aviation fuel has been reduced by $83 per kilolitre. The domestic fuel price has been reduced from rupees 75 to 65 per litre, while the price of international fuel has been reduced from $950 to $868 per kilolitre of the fuel. The infrastructure tax levied on the aviation fuel is set to be slashed, contrary to what was announced during this year's budget. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned. We are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Bayern Munich extended their lead at the top of the Bundesliga by 10 points as they defeated Düsseldorf by 5-0. Star striker Robert Lewandowski scored twice against Fortuna Düsseldorf to equal his most prolific season in the Bundesliga with 43 goals. Bayern were 3-0 up by the halftime, with Benjamin Pavard and Lewandowski scoring after Matthias Jorgensen's own goal opened the scoring. The Polish striker scored another goal before Alphonso Davies added the 5th with a superb individual effort. This was Bayern's 4th straight victory since the Bundesliga season restarted earlier this month, and they have scored 13 goals and conceded just 2 since the resumption of the campaign. In other matches, Werder Bremen defeated Schalke by 1-0, while Wolfsburg were defeated by 10-man Eintracht Frankfurt by 2-1. Second place Borussia Dortmund will take on Paderborn today as they try to cut down Bayern's lead to 7 points. Domestic competitive sport behind closed doors will be allowed from Monday, the UK government says. The Phase 3 guidelines has paved the way for live sports to return starting June 1st for the first time since mid-March. The responsibility to assess risk, consult athlete, coaches and support staff has been given to the individual sports committees. Horse riding and snooker are set to resume their competitive actions on Monday, while the Premier League is due to start on 17th June. On Saturday, the Premier League confirmed that no players or staff tested positive from the latest batch of 1,130 coronavirus tests conducted on Thursday and Friday. So far, 12 people have tested positive from 3,882 tests across the league. The wait is over. Live British sport will shortly be back on in safe and carefully controlled environments, BBC quoted Oliver Dowden, Secretary of State of Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, Oliver Dowden, as saying. The updated public guideline will be published on Monday. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. The government decided to extend the lockdown until June 14th. National and international flights closed until 30th June. Total coronavirus cases escalates to 1,401, 189 new cases confirmed in a single day. Nepali Congress decides to vote for constitutional amendment, demands government bring back the stranded Nepali nationals. India extends COVID-19 lockdown till June 30th, new guidelines issued for reopening the nation. And Bayern extends lead at top to 10 points. Lewandowski equals a personal record of 43 goals. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website JanataSamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow government directive of the lockdown and follow healthy hygienic practices to keep safe from any infections. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.